guys, it is Betty, and today I'll be going over the tips that you need to know if you work from home or if you're planning on working home so you can get the most out of your days and stay productive. So I had to use these glasses in the intro because they look so bougie. How could I? And I was hoping you wouldn't catch me looking at the viewfinder if I wore them, but they're yellow, so you definitely did. Alright, so tip number one, we're going to start with the beginning of your day. Make sure that if you just got out of a job, that you had a regular routine where you were waking up at 7, if you were waking up at 6, whatever that time was, that was early in the morning for your job, stay with that same time. Don't get out of that routine because once you do, it'll be way harder for you to get back on. I know entrepreneurs have crazy times about when they wake up and their work hours, but I think it's really important to have a full 8 hours of sleep. If you don't sleep enough just because you're on overdrive, you're gonna end up burning out. So 8 hours of sleep is important. If you were waking up really early for work and you want to give yourself more leeway, think about what time that you started work, because since you work from home, you don't have a commute anymore. You just get out of bed and you're there. So I typically wake up about 7:45 to get my day started for 8. So tip number 2 is to make sure that you leave your house at least once a day. And this is important for your mental sanity. This is important so you get inspired by new ideas, breathe fresh air, get some sun. It's good to get out of the house, and it's really easy to stay locked up in here when you have everything you need, especially since your house is such a comfy place. So if this is your office, maybe every once in a while try to switch it up, work from a different location, work from Starbucks, just so you don't stay stuck to the same daily routine. Number 3, create to-do lists, create planners, be organized in general. So make sure when you wake up in the day, you already have a list, or you make a list of what to do, tasks to get done, what is a priority and what's not. The more detailed and specific that you get with your goals, the better the outcome will be and the easier it'll be for you to achieve it. If you are a YouTuber and you're making a video like this one, for example, write down some bullet points. So what topics do you want to address? What do you want to go deeper into? Just make sure that you create a system that works for you. What works for me might not work for you. And that may change a long time. You might see that what once worked for you now doesn't. And once you organize the tasks that you have to do for the day, see in what order they would make more sense in so you don't waste as much time. So try to create a system that works for you, that you get the most amount of tasks done in the least amount of time. Number 4, make sure you set work hours. Now, work hours for yourself is basically one of the misconceptions I had when I first began to work from home. Is I thought, oh, I'm gonna create my own schedule. I can do whatever I want during the day. No, you can't. And make sure you tell all of your friends and all of your family that you can't either. Because what happens is, like, I had friends like that were hitting me up during the week, like, oh, do you want to hang out? And it's like, I can after 4 because that's what I set for myself. From 8 to 4 is when I'm working. Now that doesn't mean you can't work later on in the day. You can. It's just that, okay, if I need to do something social, if I need to hang out with this person, do this, I can do that after 4. Like after I make sure I got my main task completed and done with. Because if you start thinking you can leave and come back when you want and then work later at night, it's just gonna get messy. I like thinking about working at night, doing all of the extra things that I wasn't able to get to in the day, but it's not something I'm trying to plan for. Like, this is just for me to get a move on or get a boost on the task that I already do, but it shouldn't be a reason for you not to be fully working during the daytime. And you'll start seeing where you're more productive, whether it's in the morning, the afternoon, the evening. Typically, I'm more productive around from 8 to 11, and then at night when everyone's sleeping, or if I'm in my bed and I'm all alone past 10 p.m., like that's when I'm most productive. Those 2 times, because it's the times where I'm just completely alone and I can be focused. And not that I'm not alone at the other times, but you always have to end up running an errand or doing something else, so you do get distracted. Knowing the hours that you're most productive and setting your work hours around that helps you stay productive, helps you stay on top of things, and makes sure that it's drilled into your head that although you're home, you are working. So you make sure that that time is set aside for your hustle and not for pointless things that aren't contributing to your overall goal. 5 is stay off social media. This is really hard because I literally work with Facebook ads. So it's like I have to be on Facebook, and even if I go on Facebook just to go on the business manager, like when I type in Facebook, I still go on the page and then I see the first post and I'm like, oh snap, how's that person's life? So it's really hard to not get distracted if this is the area that you're in, but make sure you stay off social media. There are some really good apps that I use that I'm going to post in a later video that helps me stay on task and better manage my time. With social media, it's so easy to fall in that rut and just like spiral and then get to a point where you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm on it. Like you just zoom out for a second, you're like, wait a second, I've been on this for like 20 minutes now. So make sure that if this isn't even a temptation, if this is on your phone, put it in one of those like back folders where you forget where it is so that you can stay clear on your task to do. Next tip is to make sure that you keep your space clean. A clear house is a clear mind. So the way that I've been able to do this, because not that I'm messy, but if I fall off and start becoming messy, it's hard for me to like come back on track until I do an overall clean and then I'm back on track. But it's like I'm either one or the other. So the way I've been managing to just stay clean, I'm making sure that every single Thursday I'm doing exactly that. So today, for example, is Wednesday, so it's not looking its best, but tomorrow is the day where I'm back in action. But I make sure that if there's anything for me to do, it's like light organization or just sweeping, because it really impacts the way that you look at things if you have a crowded space. And it's hard to find things as well. There's so many things that I thought I lost, and it's like, no, I just misplaced it because I was unorganized. So keeping that will eliminate a lot of worries and unneeded stress. And the very last tip I'm gonna give, and a very important one, is make sure you take some time out to see what you did right in the day. What did you do today that has worked for you? And what did you do today that you see that you could improve on? Oh, I've been making smoothies in the morning. I'm seeing how that's impacting my energy throughout the day. Because sometimes we can be so hard on ourselves and we can be like, oh, you know what? Today just didn't go as planned, and that's that. And it's like, no, okay, why didn't today go as planned? What about today that went wrong that I feel I could have improved on? What could I have done better? You know, break it down, analyze it, get to the nitty-gritty, ask yourself these hard questions. Even when you've had a bad day, okay, what did I do today that went right? I remember I did that on a day that I was like, you know what, today sucked. It just didn't meet my expectations. I didn't do this. And then I took some time out to reflect on what I did right. And sometimes what you did right on a day might not even be career-based. Maybe it was just being there for a friend. Maybe it was just doing all of the errands that you had to get done, that they're small and, you know, it doesn't really impact the overall scheme of things, but they were things that needed to be done. So take some time out to see what works for you. And I keep saying what works for you because I could give you all of the advice in the world. You could watch all of these other YouTubers or millionaires give you all of the advice in the world. But if it doesn't apply for your current situation and how you feel about yourself, about your career, it's not for you. And you're only gonna figure out what is for you with trial and error. So make sure you are reflecting, make sure you are trying new things, and you are going out there, exploring the world, seeing it, and taking it for all it has to offer. And yeah, on that note, I am out. Peace out, y'all. Hope you enjoy this week's video. I will be back this week again. Just kidding. I think this is going to be the second video I post this week. But next week, I'll be back. Same place, same time, Tuesdays and Fridays. I will be here. Catch me here. Share me with your friends. Comment, subscribe down below. Make that red button turn gray. Okay, I'm out. Bye.